Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Halftime with Bizzy podcast. And today we have a very awesome returning guest. We have Goldec coming back on the podcast. I wanted to kind of make an episode more so about, the reality of being like a YouTuber or a content creator or a Twitch streamer or whatever, like something along the lines of that. And I thought nobody would be better to talk to this about than Goldec. And Goldec was super down to come on and, talk about his experiences with being a YouTuber and breaking down the realities of, being a YouTuber. And I know when I was growing up, even recently, like, the past couple years, like I had ideas of what it's like to be a YouTuber and like, what it actually entails, but I was wrong. And I don't think people really understand everything involved, from every single step of making a video to editing a video to scheduling the video to upload and, the caption and the description and all that stuff. I mean, there's so much involved with it. And Goldec was nice enough to lend me some of his time again for the second time on the podcast. Don't forget the Halftime with Bizzy mouse pads are available on the Etsy shop. Go get them while they're here, because once they're gone and they won't be returning. On top of that, I'd like to just throw this in there for Goldec. He's actually reached his goal for his pledges to get the new Goldec plushie. So you guys can now go and pledge to get your Goldec plushie, the official plushie. I will leave the link to that in the description, so don't miss that, because I don't know when that's going to be coming back out. You'll have to check with Goldec. I would imagine he's not going to be doing these all the time, though. With all that said and done, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. The subscriber count is rising. We're slowly getting close to 500. I think we could definitely do 500 by the end of the year, so help a brother out. We will catch you guys on the outro. Make sure to show Goldec some love. Give him a follow on Twitter. Follow his YouTube. What are you guys doing if you're not subbed to him on YouTube? We'll catch you guys on the outro. Peace.
What is up?
How's it going?
It's going good. Bit sick maybe, but
Dude, so many people from that party got sick, man. I feel lucky as hell.
I
I'm
know
blessed.
it is ridiculous. My brother got like super bad COVID.
Oh, he pulled up too?
Yeah. He was
Oh,
there.
damn.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, well, hopefully you're getting a bit better. I mean, that was a week ago. Got to be feeling somewhat better anyway.
Yeah. I think I'm good now, to be honest.
That's good. That was so sick meeting you, dude. I was so looking forward to that. I'm so stoked we actually got to do that.
Dude, hell yeah. And that
Super
picture.
dope. So
So
sick,
fire.
man.
The twin, the pink one, the stink.
Yeah.
I don't know why I threw that up. I had another friend see that and he's like, "Why are you doing the two and the pink one, the stink?" I'm like, I don't know.
Just felt right in the moment.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, so this one is going to be a cool episode. It's kind of different because, last time we kind of talked about, what you did, or sorry, not what you did, but what you do for like YouTube and streaming and stuff like that. But I kind of wanted to touch more on like YouTube kind of like as a job, because I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions and stuff. And I remember like when I was younger, and I'm sure a lot of people that will listen to this will think the same thing. Like, oh my God, he's, 1 million subs. He's probably got $100 million, living the best life ever. But it's not really the case sometimes. And the whole work ethic behind it too is super interesting to me. So I thought it'd be cool to have you, of all people, come on, and thank you for lending me your time.
Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
So how have things been going for you recently? Your videos, they take a long time to record and script and edit and stuff. It's like maybe every month or so that your videos come out, but when you drop them, they're like a cinema. So like, how has that been going for you lately?
It's been going good. I think I'm in a much better spot than I was last time we talked. I think I guess the bigger you are, the more freedom you have to kind of explore your options. Like you don't have to stick to a certain game. You can do what you want because, the viewers are kind of there less for, the idea and more for you, but obviously you still got to be entertaining and serve the audience.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
it's been going well.
And that's the kind of a cool thing too that you brought up about it too, is like, you can kind of start leaning toward other games. Like your one video where you were talking about different games that were built off the Source engine. Like, obviously it's not
Dude,
Counter-Strike.
those are my favorite. I
Dude,
love
they're
those
sick.
videos. I love doing those.
And like people that love CSGO and love the Source 1 engine, like why wouldn't they like videos like that? And then, you're getting to play a game that maybe sort of feels like CSGO a little bit. I don't know. It's super cool.
It's part of my childhood with the Source Engine and stuff, and I think a lot of a lot of other people kind of have that Source Engine nostalgia. So I think I'm kind of, I guess, not riding that wave, but I got the same passion. I think you can hear it in my videos.
Oh yeah.
I love exploring those obscure games that no one knows about, or maybe partially knows about and completely forgot about. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a lot of like some of the games in that video that you made, like they actually looked sick. Like I forget the I'm terrible with names. The last time I watched a video was probably the day you uploaded it, but the one game it was like a World War II game. I don't know if it was in Vietnam or not.
Oh,
Maybe I'm tripping.
no, yeah, yeah. Military conflict Vietnam. Yeah, that game's
Dude,
fun.
that game looks so fun.
It was super sick. It was built on the CS:GO SDK, so it looked pretty familiar to a lot of like Counter Strike players. So I think they'd like it if they
Yeah, for
tried it
sure.
out.
And people like kind of what I was saying at the beginning, some people kind of have misconceptions about how it goes for as far as making it as a YouTuber. From things like how often you should post and reading analytics and paying too much attention or too little attention to them. Like there's a lot that kind of goes into it. And people think, I think people think that it's more of like, okay, I'm going to make a video, edit it, and just upload it, and it's just going to be amazing. But there's a lot more behind the scenes that you got to do sometimes. So I want to know, like, how do you approach when you're coming to make another video? Like, how do you improve on it from your last one? Like, are you super self critical or are you kind of just doing what you like and seeing what happens?
I mean, honestly, I don't really look at analytics at all to judge like a next upload, but what I do look at is just, I guess, the quality of my last upload. Just don't be complacent in your quality. You always want to one up it. But it really is like just make what you think is good. If you get the views, you get them. If you don't, like that's fucking YouTube, man. It's kind of nuts. But the important parts I gotta say is the thumbnail and the title is probably the hardest part for me, and it's the most important part because you can make the most banger video ever, like amazing edits, but the title and thumbnail, like people still gotta click on that.
Yeah.
So I think people don't really think about that. And you can't really just like go chat GPT a title either. It'll give you some shitty ass. You gotta kind of browse your homepage, I guess, get a feel for what other people are doing, maybe get your own style. And but yeah, I don't really do too much like number crunching on what to do. Maybe like search engine optimization with like tags and stuff. That's pretty important when you're starting out, but once you get a bit bigger, it's not the most crucial thing.
This episode of Halftime with K Bizzy is brought to you in part by Pricempire.com. Pricempire.com is absolutely loaded with essential tools for any skin enthusiast. Whether it be their blog, their price comparison app, the trending deals, or your personal inventory tracker, I mean, Price Empire really has it all. Pricempire.com is trusted by more than 1 million users on Trustpilot to ensure everybody that it is a fair and legit website. Pricempire.com is linked in the description. Go step your skins game up today. Yeah, and the analytics thing is to me it's confusing as hell. There's so many different metrics that you can track, and I've watched videos before of like YouTubers that are like gigantic. Like I'm pretty sure I watched a Mr. Beast one sometime, and he's saying like don't really focus too hard on that because if you focus on this is when people clicked off, then you're gonna over focus on other areas, and then something else in the video could fail, and there's just so many options and things that you can do to make your video better, and you can really get in your head about it. I feel.
Yeah, 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 for sure. I definitely agree because like it's like making a painting and like man, I don't know. I was thinking of an analogy. It's like making a painting and just like worrying about how you're gonna sell it. Or how well it's doing, how much money you're making. I guess that's important to some people, but when you're making content, it's really just about like, being entertaining, having fun while doing it and not really focusing on the numbers until you really have to.
And I find another thing that's pretty helpful too is like if you sit back and try to take your personal self away and just pretend you're watch your video, not you specifically, I mean like anybody that makes a video, go and watch their own video and watch it from a non-biased standpoint, pretend you didn't make it. You clicked on this video and now you're trying to watch it and kind of see where you would click off, and then that's like To me, I find that to
Yeah,
be a
yeah,
good
yeah.
way to, okay, maybe this is how I'm going to change this next time. This was a little boring or something.
That's a good idea. I definitely go back, not to sound vain, but like I low key love going back and watching my old videos because it's like kind of like a glimpse into my past, I guess, and I get to see like how far I've come with my edits because they're a little bad back then, but it's like I look back smiling.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, no one's perfect at anything when they get started, it's a part of the journey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But if some people try, some people try to like make their big debut on YouTube. They spend months, years editing a video and then it flops and I feel kind of bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You can't really do that. It's YouTube. It don't work like that.
Yeah, no. And, especially if it's your job, you got to pay the bills. Like, you can't be affording to upload once a year or something like that. Like, you got to be on the
Yeah, yeah,
job.
yeah.
And another thing I wanted to bring up too is like, I remember when I was young and naive, and I kind of said it at the beginning as well, but I just had this, when I was young, I would think, oh my god, look at all like KYR Speedy. I used to watch KYR Speedy and the crew and stuff a lot.
Oh my gosh, bro. The good shout. I
Goats,
completely forgot about him.
so good, dude. All the Modern
That
Warfare
is so
3
old.
videos, Black Ops 2. Oh my god. I used to watch them and they had millions of subs and hundreds of thousands to millions of views on their Minecraft videos and everything. And I'm like, oh, dude, these guys
Dang.
are
I
probably
used to
like,
watch him as well.
dude, so good. Such a timeless
His
classic.
latest videos though are interesting. I just pulled up his channel. It's like I mean, you kind of got to adapt on YouTube, I guess, but this is the different YouTube space back in the day compared to now. Like you can't
Yeah.
really just post multiple games like Modern Warfare and Minecraft like that and survive anymore.
Yeah,
Not
it
really.
sucks to see, man. And like, oh man, I'm not trying to hate. I'm not hating on the guy at all. I don't like to say anything
No, no,
bad about
yeah.
him, but like look at his recent views. Like what the hell happened,
Yeah,
dude? Like did YouTube just nuke him? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I think so. I think they did.
Fuck, man. That's so tough to see. But like I used to watch guys like him, right now he's got 2.3 million subs, but he's look by his most popular videos. I mean, he was consistently getting crazy views, and to me as a kid, I would always be like, "Oh, this guy's probably a millionaire or something," and he just has to upload a video of him playing Black Ops 2 or Minecraft with his friends, and it just does well. But that's like kind of what we were just saying. It's not really true. You gotta have an idea of how you're gonna lay the video out to keep people's attention and stuff. I
Oh
know.
yeah, back in the day, you definitely could have made it like I think back to like Smosh, like early days Smosh. They were just singing the Pokemon theme song. The stakes are the not the stakes. I guess I don't know. YouTube back then was way easier to entertain people because no one was used to seeing these videos, people playing video games and shit. But now the it's a lot higher like production quality that you gotta not necessarily compete with, but kinda like YouTube won't really promote something like that anymore, sadly.
This video is sponsored by SkinVault.gg, a trading site that makes upgrading your inventory easy. When you get to SkinVault, log in and add your trade link, and it's as easy as that. Simply select the skins from your inventory and choose what you want to trade them for. And of course, if you're looking to sell your skins instantly, SkinVault features a convenient cash out section. When you're going to cash out, make sure you use the code BIZZY to get a free $10 bonus as well as a 35% deposit bonus on top. And if you're lucky, you might find golden tickets which give you free balance. So head over to skinvault.gg by clicking the link in the description and get yourself a free $10 and a 35% deposit bonus all on me. Yeah, I feel like it's a very picky, like the algorithm's very picky.
Yeah, that's like more for like Twitch nowadays or maybe even like TikTok and stuff, but I think those days have been gone since like 2015 maybe.
Yeah, it's been a minute for sure. Since you do, YouTube is your main thing and, content creation is your job, I was wondering, like, what your daily life is like in the sense of how much time content creating takes and editing and all of that jazz. If people are trying to, get inspired and they're like, oh, I love Goldec, I'd love to do what he does one day, be a content creator, and that's my job. Like, how am I trying to say this? How could you open their eyes up to give them a more realistic aspect of like this is really what it's like? You know what I mean? Am I
Okay,
wording that
okay,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, that makes sense because as a kid, I had a ton of YouTubers I wanted to be. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but it's like when you try that for so many years, obviously, I mean, I'm just keeping a buck because I went through it. It's not gonna happen. You know, you're gonna, if especially if you're like a little kid making some silly content, you know, trying to be like somebody. Um, it's obviously not gonna get you to where you want to be. But if you kind of just make your own thing, you know, kind of find your voice with all that, because I spent years, I guess, kind of pursuing that. But the moment I gave up and was like, I'm gonna do my own style, I don't care if it works, then it worked. So it's like you kind of got to honestly stop chasing, you know, that whatever you're chasing there, and just start over, I guess.
Yeah, it's super easy. I mean, everybody's fucking creating YouTube videos and shorts and TikToks and streaming. Everybody's doing it. So to be, I don't know, you can definitely make it work, but it's not going to be easy, I feel. If if you're trying to, make a, for instance, we're just talking about them, KYR Speedy funny moments in Black Ops 2, if you're trying to do that for Counter-Strike and stuff, think of how many other people are doing that, like it's
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah.
oversaturated. It's gonna be hard for one person to stand out in a crowd, that
You
big.
just got to do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if it seems corny or if you think it's not funny, you're gonna find your people. You know, hopefully. I mean, would you not rather have people want your content, you know, the way you want it, compared to you trying to like copy someone or do something that you think is better for the algorithm?
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're not passionate about what you're doing in the first place, if something happens
Yeah.
and you get a good opportunity, it's gonna be a tough ride if you're hard locked doing some shit that you're
Yes,
not interested
exactly.
in.
You'd fucking like be so miserable.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it's you just got to be yourself, man. There's too many people trying to copy other people. You just got to be you. At the end of the day, that's just how it is.
That's the problem with YouTube now, I think, is that um I mean, obviously it can be a job, but people see it too much as a job and less of like, I mean, honestly, you're very fortunate to be in that position. It's nothing like a job, but you want to start out doing something you're okay with doing. It's like a career. If you were to actually get a career, you don't want to sit there doing something you hate the whole time, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to switch the direction over to your videos personally. Your videos are very heavily story driven, talking about the history of certain topics and the iceberg videos. And
Yeah, yeah.
it amazes me because like when I go to edit my videos, sometimes it takes me forever, and I don't know, I get in my head really easy. But when I watch a video like yours, I always think of like, how the hell does he do this? Like it's just insane to me. So I wanted to know, when it comes to creating a new video, what's your process like in terms of coming up with a new topic? I think I might have maybe asked you this in the first one, but it's been like a year or so.
Yeah, things are a bit different now. So obviously I usually think of a video about one video out. So like I'll be working on one video and I already know what I want to do next. But sometimes that's not always the case. And it just really takes a little bit of brainstorming, you know, it might hurt your brain a little, but it's not impossible to think of something. And then the hardest part has to be scripting and researching. That shit takes weeks. Um
Yeah.
my video I'm working on now was like 6,000 words or something like that. And it's so hard once it gets that big. You like you can't just go back and reread the script, but you kind of have to. So the longer it is, the harder it is, but you kind of just gotta. It's gonna make it better, you know. Like the more you reread it, the more you polish it, the better it's gonna be. And then I record it. You know, sometimes my audio recordings aren't even good, so I got to re-record it. But my last one was like a 45-minute session of just sitting in front of my computer. um, I do some audio mixing. I line it up in Premiere, and then, you know, put some music on it. And then what's different from last year is I have an editor now. He doesn't take everything. Shout out my editor Yen. Love that guy. He's freaking amazing. So I'll give him the audio for like the intro, and he'll just go off and do his own thing with it. And I'll like call him a week, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's fire. You know, could you add this? Could you do that?" Usually it's super good, anyways. And then he'll send me the After Effects file, so I get to change up what I want too. But he's doing a bit of Blender now for the 3D animations, so like,
Oh.
yeah. He's doing most of that. I have touched on that. It is a pain in the ass, bro. It's actual hell. And then I'll like segment the video into, like, for example, the modern Source Engine games where I talked about each game. I literally just segmented it for each game, and I like gave him two, I did two, and we just kind of do our own thing, and then I piece it back together, and that's it. And then obviously I do the thumbnail, which is probably my least favorite part, but um, then I upload, and boom, that's it.
That's so sick. And it's probably nice to have an editor now, and you get some more time to
Dude,
yourself
so
to
much
breathe.
better. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
What would you say, I mean, without your editor, like when you're just ripping the videos by yourself, what would you say is like the longest time, or like maybe even just your average time? Like, okay, I'm going to make another video. How long does that take to edit roughly, would you say? Just out of curiosity for myself, I'm just curious.
If I a whole video, I would say a month, but honestly, it goes a bit more than a month, month and a half. But if I really had to crunch time and edit, like if I have the audio already, if I have, it laid out, it's just pure visual editing, I could get that done in about 2 weeks, maybe
Damn.
even a week and a half. But it's like there's some days where I was staying up, more than 24 hours just chugging Red Bulls because I had an upload day the next day.
Oh my
Um,
God, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I can't do that much anymore because I just like completely ruined my. I don't know what it did to me, but it'd give me like these crazy ocular migraines and shit, and it was kind of scary. But thankfully, I'm not in a place where I have to do that. But when you're building up your YouTube, man, you got to be on that grind for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, man, because I don't know, the way I look at it is if you're not the one grinding, someone else is going to take that spot.
Someone else's, yeah, exactly.
100%. And my next question for you, kind of, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. My bad, I'm kind of going back and forth in this
You're all good. You're
conversation.
all good.
But with a whole bunch of people, there's millions of people around the world that are all trying to, be a YouTuber, be a Twitch streamer, and stuff like that. Do you ever feel the competition in the CS scene specifically, or just not even in the CS scene, just more so just YouTube and stuff like that? Do you have like content ideas that someone is able to make before you do, and then you're like, oh fuck, now I got to go back to the drawing board again?
I mean, not really, thankfully. With YouTube in long form, it's a lot different because like someone's still got to click on the video, and if you're doing the same idea someone else has done, um as long as it's just like different, as long as it's got you in it and you're not like just stealing their shit, usually that's fine. The difference like where competition really matters is in like short form. Like there's so much competition in short form because if you copy someone's idea and they scroll past a couple times and they see yours, they'll be like, you're a fucking thief, man, you stole this idea.
Yeah.
But in the CS scene, not really, because I wouldn't say what I do is unique, but it's like I don't know. As long as what you're doing isn't super basic, like it doesn't matter if someone copies you because it's not you. And what the scene I'm in with the source games, like I, it's a very niche genre. But I have a couple other, I guess you could say competitors, but honestly not really, because they're more like my friends. Because I have Rat Lobber and Richter Overtime. People would see that as competition, but they're my buddies, and I think that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like instead of competition, they should be your pals. You should be bouncing ideas off each other. The only real competition you should have is with yourself, just trying to be better.
Yeah, for sure. And to have a couple buddies that are on the same type of path as you too. I mean, that's a really special thing because you can all uplift each other and, inspire each other in a different way. And who knows what happens there? You know what I mean?
Exactly. It is a bit of an ego thing to like, I mean, I can't lie. The moment you see someone as competition, it's not a good thing because then you're just going to be comparing yourself to them. But it's hard not to, especially when you're starting and numbers are so important to you. You'll have someone, make an idea, and it'd be like, shit, this has like way more views than me, or this person has way more subs than me. But once you kind of get past that, which is like I said, an ego thing. So like we're all human, we all have an ego. So it's completely fair to see them as competition, but you'll be much better off, not seeing them as competition as soon as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. And then last year when we had you on the podcast the first time, this one is really interesting to me. You talked about how your videos for YouTube just kind of exploded over a certain amount of time, which isn't, typical for most people. I don't know. For me personally, my videos don't blow up, but in my metrics of blow up, like 1,000 views is like huge. But for some reason, to me, I'll get on like the third day after I upload, I'll wake up and my videos just spiked, and then it'll just plateau. But
Oh yeah.
I don't know
Yeah, I
what it
know that.
is.
The
Yeah.
3-day jump, that is pretty common. When I first started doing YouTube, I like I said, I didn't really look at analytics and I didn't really try YouTube. What I was mainly doing was TikTok and like for years, bro, I was just doing TikToks and shit. Um, and I guess I kind of found my voice on TikTok, the way I talk. I guess people like the way I talk and what I talk about. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to YouTube. I'm gonna talk on YouTube. And it was completely different from my other content. So that's why I'd say it just kind of blew up compared to that.
Hmm.
But I think I just kind of found my stride, but it was really weird because I posted my initial video that I would say started my career, which was the CS:GO versus Valorant. That
Yes.
one started out with like 20 views and like I spent weeks on that. I remember friends telling me like they felt bad for me because it was like,
Oh,
damn. But that's how it goes. And then dude, literally like a week later, it got to 10K and I was freaking the fuck out. And then another week it was like 100K and is a little crazy. But that's usually how it goes, especially for like a first channel banger like that, or like when YouTube finally puts you in the algorithm.
yeah. And, it's not really typical for a video to just spike up to, well, I don't know, for argument's sake, 100,000 views or something. So to see that happen, do you ever have to go, okay, like, do you set boundaries for yourself, like, okay, let's see if this gets over 500,000 views, or let's hope this one doesn't get under 200,000? Like, do you set those boundaries, or do you just literally upload and just go, whatever happens happens?
Obviously, I'd want it to get a shit ton of views. I had this one video, the Japanese Counter Strike. That was probably my recent flop. I mean, you'll have a flop on your channel. Um, I will say they are a bit heartbreaking, but as long
Hmm.
as you don't let that stop you, that's all that matters. I posted the video, and I was such a dumbass, bro. I unchecked the send to sub boxes and notifications. It was such a banger too,
Oh,
bro. I spent like a month on it. It's so much research and shit. I mean, it's still good. It's hella good. I had 150K views, but the first week it was at like, let me see. First week it was at 50K, which like is a lot, but in my the terms of my channel, usually it would be quite a bit more than that. So I'm like, damn, this shit died. And then I posted the next video. It did kind of a bit like better, but like it wasn't crazy. And then it did good. So it's like you'll kind of have lulls, it's all kind of seasonal as well.
yeah. And like, as soon as you upload the video, you can't just like remove it and then re-upload it and then
Yeah,
check that box. Like, yeah, fuck,
exactly.
man, that sucks.
Because YouTube will know that I know that strat. I would do it on TikTok, bro. Like I would have a video that did so ass. I would private it. I'd re-upload it a day later, and it would still do just as bad. I'm like, okay, you know what? It doesn't matter.
This question always ponders in my mind when I'm watching, like, YouTubers and watching Twitch streamers and stuff, is like, the future is never, you're not guaranteed, nobody's guaranteed 10 years or something on YouTube or TikTok or Twitch or whatever it is. Do you ever have to worry about like the future, like, how long am I going to be able to come up with video topics like this, and how long can I stream for and not get bored of it, or how does that all go for you? Do you not even worry
Dude,
about
yeah,
that?
for sure. I I mean, less about, running out of ideas. I mean, I do kind of worry about that, but now that I've kind of brought in the horizons, I feel a lot less boxed in by Counter-Strike. That's when things are a bit scary.
Mm-hmm.
But um just YouTube, dude, I'd love to do YouTube for the rest of my life, but yes, it is very scary. There's so much shit that could happen. I could get banned, bro. I nearly got copyrighted into oblivion. Like, I,
Yeah.
I definitely realized my mortality there. Like, I'm like, bro, my channel could die. I need to, I guess just enjoy it while you can, just like anything in life. Hope for the best, but I mean, I was gonna say prepare for the worst, but I think just do it as if it's not gonna go away, and if it goes away, you'll figure out something else. But hopefully, I mean, if my YouTube disappeared, I've got a couple other avenues. I've got like all of my editing skills. I've got like social networking. I could probably go out and do some stuff like that with like social media. But stuff gets hard with that now, even with like AI.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
it's a bit muddy. It's best to not focus on it, but like, you always got like a gun aimed at you, pursuing something that's like an art, I guess, like even just anything that you're creating. it could always go away.
Yeah, backup plans are so important, especially when it's like
Yeah.
your main job, like that's your source of income and that's what you're relying on. And we've seen it so many times before too where like YouTubers are doing great and bang, randomly YouTube's just like, "Nah, fuck your videos," and they just
Yeah.
stop getting views. It's weird. So we this is definitely something we talked about in the last one, and I'm not here to get nobody in trouble, or so if I'm stepping over any boundaries, put me in my place. But
Okay. I think
agencies,
you're good. I think you're good.
okay. So agencies are something that people sign with sometimes, which you mentioned in the last podcast that we had you on, and you had dealt with one in the past. And there are contracts, so they kind of bind you to certain things, and there can be pros
Yeah.
and cons to signing one. But to me personally, I feel like I've heard definitely that there's a lot more cons that outweigh the pros. But if people listening to this are at the point where they're like getting into talks with agencies and stuff, like, do you have any advice for people that are following that kind of path?
Biggest thing is I'm not against agencies by any means, but what is important is make sure you're not signing away your channel. Make sure you're not signing yourself into this contract for a year because, you know, why would you be in a contract for a year when your channel could change so much in a year and you're still, on the same terms that they had when you were small or it's just so volatile. Like there's no need to do that. But if you are really looking for a way to get sponsors, especially starting out, it's really hard to get sponsors. So you will kind of have to go through an agent at one point, unless you're just like a networking pro. Then I would just find someone I trust, I guess. I know like, work with an agent a couple times. You're going to lose maybe 10-20% of your sponsor, but that's kind of what you got to deal with. Um just make sure you're not signing away your rights, I guess. Make sure you're keeping your content, keeping your freedom to just, go do your own thing. Like these agencies, there are like some very evil agencies that are just trying to keep you there and suck you dry of all your money.
Yeah, for sure. And it kind of just it always makes me think about like a record label, like an artist signing to a record label.
Yeah,
Like
exactly, exactly.
it's great and all, but if you're signing off your publishing, like you're kind of fucked. You've
You
heard,
can you can get some decent deals though. You just got to be really smart about it. You got to read the fine print.
yeah.
Don't be just signing shit to sign it cuz they're going to try to talk you up like this is so good, but still read it.
And signing any type of contract is cool if it works in your favor, but don't,
Yeah, it's a little scary actually. I hate
yeah.
signing contracts.
And like it's always important too to not go with the first thing that you see, like weigh out your options. If you don't need an agency or you don't need a sponsor and it's sitting there in front of you and the money would be good but you don't need it and it's kind of against you, like
Yeah,
there's so
exactly.
much there's so
You
much
kind of
more
just got
than
to
money.
hold it there, yeah. Also, my power might go out in a second. I got like this fucking crazy storm rolling in, but I think it should
Oh.
be fine. But if I disappear, uh that's why.
Okay. Well, I only had that was pretty much my last question anyway. I just had one more, so it kind of works out perfectly.
Okay,
um
okay.
with everything we talked about earlier in the daily grind when creating content that takes so many hours day in and day out, would you encourage people to chase their dreams of being a content creator with the hopes of making it a career for themselves too, or would you recommend against it?
Dude, hell yeah. I think everyone should try. I think for sure give it a couple years of your life if you're really interested. But if you're really wanting to make it a thing, don't quit your day job. I had a
Yes.
day job, like if you're out here doing YouTube to survive, like I hate to break it to you, but you just can't. Like you lose a part of what makes YouTube good. You want it to be fun, not about money. I mean, obviously at one point when it's your career, it will be about money, but it won't be so much pressure, like that. You just go like especially if you're young, if you're still living with your parents, if you have that opportunity to fall back on something like that, I would say work a job, make make the videos you want, do it for as long as you want. Um And if you get something good, I guess just like maybe quit your job if you can, if you're available to it. Like I said, if you have that opportunity, don't squander it. But obviously there's people that can't just, quit their job and pursue YouTube. But um I know a lot of young people that try to pursue YouTube without a job, and their parents get pissed at them. I was at that point at one time in my life. Just get a job, make them happy, and then do YouTube, and then they'll be like, "Oh shit, okay, I see." So, and if you're older, it's not over for you either. You just gotta not quit your job. Just just make it on the side. It's gonna be a lot more work, but it's still possible. And if it
Yeah,
doesn't work out, that I think you can keep trying. You only fail when you stop.
exactly. And time management is really all it is. Like, if you can manage your time properly, like, things will pan out for you if you're passionate and serious enough about whatever it is that you're doing,
Yeah,
I think.
for sure.
That was pretty much it, dude. Thank you so much. Kind of like last time, the last part of the podcast is just to shine the spotlight over on the guests. So if there's anything that you have in the works or that you're ready to put out or something that you want to promote or whatever it is, then give the last voice of the show.
Okay, well, I want to say it was a pleasure for having me on. Thank you again, Mr. Busy. I would
Always
like to
welcome.
shout out my editor Yen. He's a fucking goat. Um, and just check out my YouTube channel. It's just Goldec, Goldec. That's really it. I mean, check out my Twitter, but just check out my YouTube first if you haven't
Check out
already.
the
But that'll
YouTube.
be it. Yeah, yeah.
Alrighty, guys, and there you go. That does it for today's episode with Goldec. Massive, massive shout out to Goldec once again for lending me his time to do this. And yeah, like I said in the intro, he was to me the perfect guy that would be able to do an episode like this. And he said in the first episode last year, he just quit his job and went full into creating content, and it ended up working out. But that's a big risk, and Goldec, he mentions this. Make sure you always have a backup plan just in case it doesn't work out, because it is super hard to do what he's doing full time. And I think he's a really good role model to people in the community that want to make content creation, their long lasting career and make this a full time thing. And yeah, nothing but love for Goldec, man. That is it for today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow us on Twitter too. We always post on there, and we always give you guys little teasers on future guests and future episodes that are coming out. And of course, we will catch you next Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. You guys have a great rest of your Friday, great weekend, and we will catch you soon. Till next time, everybody. Okay, Bizzy out.